boy, where do I even begin? I usually don't respond to these things, but after reading this post and your glowing review online, I just couldn't resist. Let me break it down for anyone who cares to hear the other side. Because buddy, you missed a few key details. First of all, you were complaining the second you stepped foot inside our place. The first words out of your mouth weren't hello or good evening, but the parking sucks. Yes, our restaurant is in the downtown area. Parking is a challenge sometimes. Who knew that a popular, busy part of town might mean walking a block or two? Then, as soon as you sat down, you asked for the music to be turned down because it was too loud. It's ambient jazz. I've had toddlers fall asleep to that soundtrack. But we did as you asked and lowered the volume, which, by the way, no one else in the restaurant had a problem with. Now let's talk about these lipstick wine glasses. It wasn't lipstick. It was a slight smudge, and while we clean our glasses thoroughly, I guess we missed one, maybe two. But the way you acted, it was like you discovered a health code violation. The waitress swapped them out without a fuss, because despite your tone, we are professionals. And instead of a simple thank you, you mumbled something about cleanliness like you were doing a health inspection. Next up, the steak. You claimed it was overcooked and sent it back. Our chef, who's been cooking for decades, brought it back to the table himself and sliced it open right in front of you to show that it was, in fact, a perfect medium rare. Now, I'm not saying you don't know your steaks, but come on, maybe you just don't know what medium rare really looks like. Just a thought. And as for your wife's dish, this one's a classic. She found a fleck of bacon, or as the rest of the world calls it, pepper. I understand she doesn't eat meat, and we respect that. But unless you think our pepper grinder moonlights as a bacon sprinkler, I'm not sure what you were seeing. The chef even came out again to explain, but by then, it seemed like you were more committed to being upset than actually enjoying the meal. Now, let's talk about that bill. Yes, we charged you for your wife's meal. Why? Because we cooked it exactly as ordered. And just because she refused to eat doesn't mean we're giving away free food. We're a restaurant, not a charity. When you threatened not to pay, our manager reminded you that leaving without paying for food is, in fact, theft. You paid. But I guess that still didn't sit well with you, huh? You also complained that our service was slow, that drink refills took too long, and that the appetizers weren't served in your preferred distribution method. Here's a thought. Next time, maybe try sitting closer to the appetizers. Family style means sharing, not waiting for someone to spoon-feed you. And finally, yes, it was noisy. That's what happens when a restaurant is full. Our tables were packed and people were enjoying themselves. If you wanted a quiet candlelit dinner with a harp playing in the background, may I suggest trying a library? Now, you said when you left that you'd never come back? I remember because those were the sweetest words I heard all night. We've been hoping you'd keep that promise. Oh, and one more thing. Everything you did that night is on tape, including the part where you pocketed 2 sets of silverware and our salt and pepper shakers. We charged the card on file for those little souvenirs. We hope you enjoy the $300 half-full salt shaker since that's the going rate for assholes. The silverware and pepper shaker are extra. Hope the salt is as satisfying at home as your experience was here. Best regards, the restaurant owner who won't miss you when you don't come back. And by the way, you are most definitely the asshole.